Welcome to the third Mosyle video. This video will provide tips to help you better utilize Mosyle, an app designed to assist the management of the student iPads in your classroom. If, after watching this video series, you need further assistance, please email etcmail@usd475.org or call your building's instructional technologist. To start this session, we have already logged into Mosyle. Once you have logged in, select the class you wish to manage. On the left side of the home screen, you can see the menu options. The options which we will be talking about today and which will be particularly useful to you are Study Apps, Heads Up, and App Lock. Two other toggle features you might find useful are the Hide Apps Not Listed in Study Apps and Mute All Apps. Hiding all apps that are not listed in study apps helps to keep students focused on the learning apps that you push out and not browsing through other apps. The toggle to mute all apps gives you the ability to make those apps quiet when the students first open those up. Use this toggle switch to keep the noise level down when students are opening a new app. This list shows you a brief description of some of the management features available to you on Mosyle. First, we will discuss Study Apps. Study Apps allows you to choose which apps appear on your student's iPad's home screen. You will need to add your frequently used apps to Study Apps. To do this, click on Study Apps on the left side menu. The apps, if any, already assigned to Study Apps will appear. To add additional apps, click on the button at the bottom that says Add Applications to the list. There are two types of apps you can add to your study apps: native apps, apps that come preloaded on the iPad, and apps purchased and managed by the district. An example of a native app would be the camera feature. Managed apps include apps like Blending Board, Epic, and iReady. A word of caution: don't add apps to your study apps that are not specific to your class. Some of the apps listed have very expensive licenses, and every app you put in Study Apps will be pushed out to the iPads in your classroom and potentially licensed. Add apps to your study apps that are used for your grade level and content. If you're not sure about a particular app, reach out to your building instructional technologist for help. You can toggle between the two groups by using the drop down menu at the top of the screen. Once you have study apps set, you can use App Lock to lock students into a single app. App Lock forces an app to open on all managed iPads, and students will be unable to click the home button to leave the app. Once your students are finished with the locked app, select Disable Lock App to return them to the home screens. You can also lock students' iPads by toggling on the Heads Up feature. This text is customizable by double tapping on the text and editing it. Once the text is edited, minimize your keyboard and tap the button that says Apply Heads Up. Next is an example of what happens on a student's iPad as you move to Study Apps and then into App Lock. Notice the number of apps available drops to just your Study Apps, Mosyle, and the Schoology web link. Once you push the apps into App Lock, notice the student's iPad is locked into Doodle Drawing Pad until you release the app. Please note, there will be a slight delay as you start a class, push out study apps, lock an app, unlock an app, use Heads Up, or end a class. This concludes the video series on using Mosyle to help manage your student iPads. If you need further assistance, please email etcmail@usd475.org or contact your building's instructional technologist.